So here we have taken the third unit of our textbook. In the third unit, two lessons are given. Both the stories are about flying, conquering the sky, which was a dream for almost all of us. Conquering the sky is a great attempt. So here, the first lesson only we are going to deal here. For our discussion, I have taken only the first part of this lesson. That is the first story, his first flight. So for the book itself, they have given the same name for making the kids to understand or to realize that importance of that lesson. So it gives a valuable message to all the kids. So I hope you're going to enjoy this story. So let's begin here with the first paragraph. So here I start the first paragraph of the lesson. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. So here is a young seagull. That is, seagull is a seabird actually, and the younger one is staying there, alone on a ledge. Ledge is a narrow shelf-like structure where you can keep things. Generally, we keep things on the shelves. So the same kind of formation or the same kind of structure that we could see on the mountains also, where usually the birds, seabirds, they stay for a while. So here too the young seagull was staying there all alone. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. So the previous day itself, the young seagull's siblings, his brothers and sister, they flew away from the ledge. But he was staying alone now. He had been afraid to fly with them. Because of fear, he was unable to go with them. He was not ready to fly with them. So the only reason for his staying alone is his fear now. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. When he had taken a little run forward, like when he was making his efforts to fly away from the ledge, he ran forward to the brink. Underline the word brink, which means the extreme edge of the ledge. So when he was making his efforts to fly away, he runs forward up to the edge and attempted to flap his wings. Underline the word flap and write down its meaning. Flap is moving of its wings up and down in order to fly. So flap is nothing but the movement of the wings up and down as an effort to fly away. So when he gathered some courage, when he decided to fly away from the ledge, he had taken his step. He ran forward up to the edge and he even attempted to move its wings up and down. But the last second, seeing the vast stretch of that ocean or a sea, he got frightened and he stopped there itself. He was unable to fly away from the ledge. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath. The meaning of the word expanse is a wide continuous area of something. Here the expanse, you know how the ocean or the sea is. So when you are in the middle of an ocean, maybe while sailing on a ship or boat, you cannot see the corners of the oceans. It is because it is vast stretch. It continues. So the great expanse of sea made this bird to think and take a decision. And it was such a long way down, miles down. So for this young bird, the distance is it was the depth of the water, or to reach that water level, he has to fly miles down from the mountain or from the ledge. So he felt certain that his wings would never support him. So the word certain is given and the meaning is sure. He felt that his wings would never support to make his flight to reach the ocean or to fly such a long distance. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. So, seeing the distance, seeing the miles down from the ledge, he decided to go back to the same hole where he slept last night. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings, and flew away. See, even his brothers and his little sister, they have wings shorter than this young seagull. But even then, they were able to make their first flight. They were able to fly away from the ledge because they gathered their courage. But here, for our young seagull, unfortunately, he had fear, and because of that, he was unable to fly like his siblings. He failed to muster up courage to take that plunge, which appeared to him so desperate. Muster up. Underline these words muster up and write down its meaning. It is gather or fill up. So he failed to gather or to fill, or take enough courage to take that plunge. Underline that word plunge and write down its meaning also. The meaning of the word plunge is jumping or diving quickly. So he failed to make enough courage or to gather enough courage to make a quick dive from the edge of that ledge, which appeared to him so desperate. So he felt it is not possible for him to make a flight. He felt that his wings will not support to fly from that ledge. His father and mother had come around, calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. Even his father and mother, both of them, they had come around this ledge. So you know the different modulations of the cackling of the birds. They have their own modulations to express different emotions or maybe a feeling. So here the father and mother, both of them came around this young seagull. They called him out and note down the meaning of the word shrilly, which means with a high pitched voice. So they made, the parents of this seagull made a high pitched voice, upbraiding, which means scolding. They made a huge sound, a high pitched noise, and they scolded him. Even they threatened him that he is going to starve there. Without food, he is going to starve on the ledge unless he flew away. So the parents, they threatened this young bird that if he fails to make his flight, he will starve and he will die there itself. But for the life of him, he could not move. But even after all that attempts of parents and the siblings, he failed to make more courage, gather more courage, and he failed to make his first flight to save his life. So here we start the second paragraph. Up to the first paragraph, we have seen that the young seagull is frightened to come out of that ledge. Though he tried to come out of his fear, he failed. So that was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. So all the family members, all of them left this young seagull on the ledge, while his parents and also his siblings, they had flown away the day before. So more than 24 hours ago, he was alone on the ledge. He did not eat anything, and so he started to starve now, starve for food. So that was 24 hours ago, and nobody had come near him. So he was left alone because the family members, they wanted the young seagull to come out of his fear. So nobody is ready to come closer to him now. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sister. So standing over the ledge, he was watching his parents. So the full day the parents were engaged. They were busy with his brothers and sister, perfecting them in the art of flight. Here, flight is nothing but the noun form of flying. So, the young seagulls, brothers and sister, all of them, they were learning how to fly properly from their parents. So both the mother and father birds, they were busy teaching the kids, the small birds, the young birds, how to fly, how to catch its prey, how to get their food. They were training the young seagulls. So they were perfecting them in the art of flight. So they were teaching them how to fly perfectly. Teaching them how to skim the waves. So they were also taught, that is, the young seagulls were taught how to skim the waves. Skim in the sense, moving lightly to leave the water waves. When the birds, when they get closer to the surface of the water to maybe to get a fish or to catch a fish, the fast water waves, when they come closer, the birds, they have to wait, or they have to leave the water waves, or they have to wait for the water wave to cross them. That is skim here. So the parents were teaching the young seagulls how to skim the water waves and how to dive for fish. So after skimming the waves, they have to dive quickly into the water surface to catch a fish. So the full day, the parents were busy teaching the young seagulls how to fly, how to skim the waves, and how to catch the fish. He had, in fact, seen his older brother catch his first herring. So he was the young seagull standing over the ledge, was watching his parents giving training to his brothers and sister, and also he had seen his older brother catching his first herring. Herring is a name of a sea fish. It is a fish, name of a soft skinned fish. So here his older brother caught his first herring fish and he devoured it. Devour is a verb. Devour is a verb which means like to eat in a greedy way, without giving to others, trying to eat everything. That is devour it. So that is enjoying its first prey. So here his older brother caught his first fish and he was tasting it. He was enjoying, or he was eating it fully for himself. Standing on a rock while his parents circled. Here I just left the word. That's what I have written here. So while his parents circled around, raising a proud cackle. So the young seagull's brother caught a fish and he was tasting it. When it happened, the parents were so happy looking at him, and so they circled around him. They made a round around his older brother, and the parents were so proud that his kid is able to get its first food by himself, and so they raised a proud cackle. Cackle is a loud, naughty laugh. So The cackle is generally a word used for this bird sounds. So the parents, they raised a proud cackle. They were so proud that their kid is able to get its first food. And all the morning, the whole family had walked about on the big plateau midway down the opposite cliff. Cliff is nothing but the top of a mountain or a range. So they were trying to, the whole family except this young seagull, the others, the parents and his siblings were they were walking on the big plateau over the cliff, taunting him. Taunting, which means teasing or mocking. So the whole family was actually teasing the young seagull because he was so frightened. He did not come out of that ledge. So the whole family now, they were mocking at the young seagull for his cowardice, for being so cowardly. That is cowardice. So here the parents' motive is not to tease the young seagull, but they wanted the young seagull to come out of his fear, and they wanted the young seagull to get its food by himself. So the mother bird, including the mother bird, they were teasing the young seagull for a good cause. He was so cowardly means he was so frightened. He was being coward. He has so much of fear and he is not ready to fly. He was frightened to make his first flight. So in this paragraph, the efforts of the full family for making the bird to make its first flight is described. So here we start the third paragraph. In the last paragraph, we have seen that the entire family is making all their efforts to make the young seagull to make his first flight. So here we go for the third paragraph. The sun was now ascending the sky. Ascending, it is like rising just over the head. Slowly it is, the time is reaching the midday, and so from the east side, the sun slowly rises towards the, that is towards the center, actually the over the head, that we call over the head. Blazing on his ledge. Blazing here, so the meaning of the word blazing is exposing the heat. So the sun emitting its heat rays on his ledge, that is the place where he is standing now. So the sun is emitting heat rays over the ledge that faces the south. The ledge is actually facing the south side, so the sun ray directly falls on the ledge, and here the seagull felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. So here the nightfall refers to the late evening, fall of the night. So from the last evening he did not eat anything. He had not eaten anything so far. So he is starving there for food, and because of that he is feeling the heat. He is feeling not only the ordinary heat, along with that heat now the starving also makes him to suffer now. So now the third paragraph is going to be explained here. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge. So because of the sunlight and also because of his starvation for food, he started moving out of the hole, and he came towards the edge of that ledge. Brink is the edge. So he came towards the edge of that ledge, and he was standing over there on one leg, while the other leg was hidden under his wings. And he closed one of his eyes first and slowly the next, and he pretended. He acted like he has fallen asleep, so that he thought either his parents or his siblings would come there to help him, either by providing food or by providing any other support. So he expected one of his family members to take a notice of him and also they would come there, he thought. But still they took no notice of him. Nobody looked at him. Everybody seemed to be doing their own work, including the father and his siblings. See, he saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads. Here, sleeping. Dozing. They were sleeping with their heads sunk into their necks. So that is the way of sleeping for the birds. Their heads generally they will be under their neck. So here the siblings, they were sleeping sound. His father was preening the feathers on his white back. Preening, yet another new word. Preening is nothing but maintaining of feathers. So the father bird is actually maintaining its feather, either by cleaning the feather or by just making things separate. So preening, his father was busy preening his feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. So except his mother, all others were busy doing their work while the mother bird was looking at this young seagull. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau. So the mother bird was watching the young seagull standing on a little high hump here, the swollen part. The swollen part on the plateau. Plateau means like on a highland, a flat surface on a highland. It's a flat surface on a highland, maybe like over the rocks or mountains. When there is a flat surface in between, that can be called as plateau. So near the swollen parts of this flat surface, the mother bird was standing there watching the young seagull. Now and again she tore a piece of fish, and that lay at her feet. So every now and then she tore the fish that she brought. The mother bird was standing there on a plateau. There, every now and then she tore the fish that she caught. She tore into different pieces, and those pieces were lay at her feet, and then scraped each side. So she, while tearing the pieces, every now and then the mother bird scraped its beak, the sharp beak, each side of her beak, now and again to wet it. So she scraped her beaks on each side of the beaks to sharpen it. Like as already she was standing over the rocks. So she scraped the beaks with the rocks so that the beaks becomes more and more sharper. To tear into pieces, she scraps like that. So here we start the next paragraph. Since this paragraph is too lengthy, I couldn't write everything here, so I just compressed the text. The original text is not used here. I just I have taken the highlighting points alone here. So let's go with that. The young seagull begged for food. So the young seagull, he was unable to starve anymore. He has decided to get some help from parents. So he begged. He knew that his mother is looking at him. So he begged for food. The mother bird came closer with a piece of fish. So the mother bird also couldn't look at his young seagull starving for food. So she decided to do something for it. So she did a plan actually. She came closer to the bird. She came closer with a piece of flesh on its beak. The young seagull was eager to get it. So looking at her mother bringing a piece of fish to the young seagull, he was he was so excited. He was so excited and happy, and he was very eager to receive it. But what happened? Mother bird halted from a very short distance to reach. The mother bird almost reached the edge of the ledge, and it was only a short distance between the mother bird and the young seagull. But there, the mother bird did not enter over the ledge. Instead, she halted her wings, and she was just out of the brink, that is the edge of the ledge. Now, the young seagull did not know what to do. He was frustrated, and he did not realize what is happening, because the piece of fish was almost very close to his reach. So maddened by this, he dived for this piece of fish into the air. He thought that he can catch that piece, so he dived into the air. And the next moment, what happened? Maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish into the air. He jumped out of the edge of the ledge. His heart stood still. He did not realize what was going on to him. He could not hear anything. It was complete. He felt like everything stopped. Something happened to him. It lasted only a minute. That sort of experience lasted for only 1 minute of time. He did not hear anything. What happened to him, he couldn't realize. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outside. So naturally his wings started to spread outside, and he started to flap his wings up and down. He could feel the tips of the wings cutting through the air. So the natural instinct worked out here. So he himself did not know what is going on. As he jumped into the air, he thought that he is going down now. But naturally, he started to flap his wings, and so he could feel the tips, the tip of that wing cutting through the air. That is, he started to fly in the air. He was not falling but flying. Slowly the bird realized he is not actually falling headlong. Instead, he started to fly. So he dived into the air, he started flying. He realized that he was able to flap his wings, and he was able to fly now. Then he was no longer afraid. For a few seconds he lost his balance, but now he realized there was the ability to fly for him, and he was no longer afraid. He lost his fear. He felt a bit dizzy. The meaning of the word dizzy is losing of balance, the feeling of inconvenience while spinning or while rolling, and the feeling of losing control. So he felt a bit dizzy, but later he flapped his wings once, and he soared upwards. The meaning of the word soared is moving upwards in the air. So he was able to flap his wings rapidly, and he was able to fly upwards. His mother swooped past him. So the mother, for safety reasons, she followed the little seagull, and she swooped fast, rapidly moved downwards, and crossed the bird. And while doing so, while the mother bird was crossing this little one, there was a loud noise from the flapping of wings. He answered her with another scream. The seagull gave a scream in order to give an answer to her that he was safe, and he was able to flap his wings, and he was able to fly now. Then his father flew over him screaming. So the mother bird was moving downward, and the father bird was following him just about to his level. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him. So not only his parents, even his siblings, two brothers and his sister was flying around him, and almost now all the 6 of them, they were curveting. That is, they were making the different shapes. They're curving. They made curves and banking. This also flying like sideways, and then soaring, again going high and diving into the air again. So they made all the performances there, because it is a training session for almost all the little ones. So in the beginning, the mother and the father joined, and even his siblings joined. Almost all the family members now, they are flying in the air, and they were making different curves and They were going high, again coming down, and different divings. Everything was done there. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly. So a few hours ago, he was over the ledge and he was unable to fly. He forgot the fact that he faced such a problem a few hours ago. Out of excitement, as he started to fly along with his family members, he completely forgot about his problem, and now happily he commended himself to dive and soar and curve, shrieking shrilly. So, as if he was able, he was able to fly always. He commended himself to dive. He made all the performances there, like rising high in the sky, then making a dive, coming suddenly downwards, then making a curve, like we have we would see such kind of displays, that performances of the flights and the aircrafts during this Republic Days, and then or during this Independence Days. We can see the performances of different aircrafts. The same way here too, the young seagull, as if he knew very well to do all this, he happily made a curve and different ways of flying on the sky, shrieking shrilly, making a loud cry out of excitement, a loud and piercing cry. So he screamed out of his happiness in the sky. So the little seagull, the young seagull, started enjoying his first flight. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. So he was flying near the sky, straight above the sky now. He was able to see the how he was over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him. So under him, the expanse of the sea water is so vast, he couldn't see the end of that sea waters. So he saw a vast green sea beneath him, under him, with little ridges moving over it. So as he flies forward, he was able to see the small ridges. He was able to cross many of the ridges that is located in the middle of the oceans. And he turned his brake sideways. So every now and then he turned sideways and cawed amusedly, making a loud and harsh voice cry. Making a loud cry amusedly in that excited way. So out of excitement, he made a happy loud cry over the sea. So here it is the last paragraph of this lesson. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. Here the green flooring refers to the green waters, the surface level of the waters. So almost except this young seagull, all other members of the family, they landed on the sea waters. They were beckoning to him. Beckoning, it is a welcoming gesture. The other members, they are giving gesture, a kind of expression, like welcoming that young seagull to the green flooring, that is to the surface of the water level, calling shrilly. So they are making a loud cackling sound, and they are welcoming the young seagull to the water surface. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. So he reached that surface and he landed onto it. But it was not a solid surface. So his legs sank into it. So he felt his legs are sinking into it. He screamed with fright. Out of fear, he started to scream loudly and he made an attempt to rise again. So he wanted to rise again. He was frightened again. See, he tried to land on the green flooring, but since it was not a solid floor because all water, so he felt like he got sank into it. But so out of fear he started to scream loudly, and even he made continuous attempts to rise again by flapping its wings. But he was tired and very weak with hunger. Already he did not eat for a day of time. So he was very weak and tired. And even for some time, for a while, he made a long flight. So after that he was very tired. Now he felt very weak to flap its wings to get rid of the water surface. And he could not rise from the water level. He was exhausted completely, no energy. He was exhausted. All his energy was discharged by the strange exercise. So this seems to be like an exercise, and it was quite strange for him, and he felt very weak. He was unable to rise continuously by flapping its wings. His feet sank into the green sea. His feet sank into the water, and then his belly touched it. So when the feet sank completely inside the water, then the belly, the stomach part of the bird, touched the water surface, and he sank no further. So after that, there was no more sinking into it, because he realized that he was able to float on the waters. So when his belly touched the water surface, he was floating on it. And around him, his family was screaming, praising him. So when he was finally able to float on the waters, so they felt happy. The entire family, all the family members, they were very happy. And on either side of this young seagull, the family members were there screaming, and they were praising his guts now. And their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish. That is a kind of fishes that is mostly available for these seabirds. They can eat, and they can easily catch them and they eat. So all the family members, they were offering him scraps of dogfish. So finally he was able to do it. He made his first flight. So after a long struggle, he was able to make his first flight. So that attempt of making his first flight and the attempt to get his food on his own made possible finally. So this kind of a situation we could see in our life too. When we are able to do something for the very first time, our parents, they feel very happy about it. Right? So not only for them, for the entire family, and even for ourselves, we feel very happy about our success. It may be of our first cycle round, or maybe our first attempt to swim on our own, or our first attempt to go to school without the support of our parents. So whatever we do for the very first time, we enjoy the success ourselves, and mostly our parents are always with us to support, to provide their helping hands. So the first flight, from this lesson we need to understand overcoming the fear is very important in our life, because for the mere survival itself we should overcome the fear. Being covered is it's a big problem in our life. We cannot survive. So we should overcome our problems by facing all the hurdles, right from the beginning till the death. We do many things for the very first time. For that we have to come over the fear that we have. And also we should appreciate the support of the family members here. It is very similar to our own family. Whenever we do something, Like our parents are being so supportive, I encourage you. Sometimes they are very rude and stubborn. Everything is for the benefit of the kid. So we need to understand those facts. Okay. And thank you for watching patiently.